I'm going to briefly talk about this. I heard somebody say this a couple of years ago. And now I see from what's going on now, because I'm just observing a lot. It's not anything. What I'm seeing is not necessarily going in my personal life. It is, but I'm just seeing it being really played out. If you want peace in your life, if you want peace in your reality, because it's really about your own universe, your own reality, not nobody else's reality, because you don't know where the consciousness really is, okay? So what I'm saying is, you want peace in your own reality, in your own universe. It might be war, okay? For some people, it might be war. And for those who it might not be war for them, maybe it's not war right now. Maybe they already fought that war, or maybe the war is coming for them. And if it doesn't ever come for them and they never had this problem, then they've been favored by certain controllers all along, whether they are so-called brown or so-called non-brown, white, or whoever they are. They've always been favored. And I've seen certain groups of people of all cultures, okay, suffer, and certain groups of people don't ever suffer. Just some people are just naturally picked to suffer and some don't suffer, because you have to have that in this particular, under this particular reality with controllers. They want that type of duality, okay? But, so if a person wants peace in their life, and then you have entities that refuse to give you that peace, and they keep fighting against your peace, regardless of whatever it is. It could be family that you're dealing with. It could be other things. It could be work. It could be other stuff that's going on. You have to fight for your peace. I was listening to a guy, and this is not to call him out. It's just something that just made me open my eyes even more up to what I've been seeing. He said that he wants to conquer people, okay? This is what's happening right now. You having different groups of people. Now this guy has I think he has created devices, and he has a doctorate in physics, right? He has a doctorate in physics. And so I've been seeing these people in these so-called super soldiers, right? And they're not interested in morals. They're not interested in good and evil. And they actually understand this world and what it really is a lot better than the average person that think they're trying to be just a good person. This is what I was talking about in my last one too. Well, I was talking about fearing with my last one, and I was talking about people who's like bullying and throwing a lot of black magic at folks and non-stop and won't leave people alone and just picking with innocent people and won't leave them alone. They're bullies, and actually they operate in a lot of fear. The person who they're picking on actually have more power than they do if the person can actually wake up and realize they got the power and then do something about it and cultivate themselves. They're going to find out they got more power than these bullies that want to keep throwing black magic nonstop at folks who's not even messing with them, because they feel like these bullies. And I'm not going to, let me slow down on how I'm talking, because I don't want to sound like I'm judging them. So let me slow down, because I'm going to tell you something. This is not about good and evil. Okay, now the media want to push good versus evil because they just love this doggone they love it. They love this doggone duality. They love chaos. They're pushing chaos. But ain't no such thing as good. Ain't no such thing as evil. It's just about usurping. That's all it is. It's about usurping. So let me stop judging. I will say, though, any entity, a person who look like a doggone person, but they constantly throwing black magic to hurt somebody else who ain't doing nothing to them, I'm going to tell you right now, that's not a person. That's not a human. That's not a person. They might have an avatar that look like a person, but that ain't no person. Anybody who do that is vibrating very low. And I'm talking about that consciousness is very low. That they have to put so much black magic on somebody else that they're not even able to concentrate on themselves because they're so busy trying to attack somebody else. So that lets you know if they don't have time to concentrate on themselves because they're so busy trying to attack other people, that lets you know they're low in consciousness. They're low in consciousness because they got their mind somewhere else. They got their mind somewhere besides developing themselves. That's why they low in consciousness. And if they're low in consciousness, they separated from their soul. I said that before. They can't be connected to their soul or higher mind, concentrating on somebody else all the time. They can't be. So that lets you know who they are and what they are and where they come from. This is not a judgment. And they got avatars that look like they could be people, but these ain't no doggone people. These are other entities. But I want to get back to this piece. So like when I heard that guy talking, this is the same guy. And he talked about if you want peace, it got to be earned. It has to be war. And, you know, I didn't disagree with him. I didn't agree with him because, you know, I listen. Because that guy said that. I'm at the point where I don't know everything there is to know. I don't know everything there is to know. Okay? There are several universes, and there's several because you are your own universe. So that's why I got to be so many. But there is so much that is to learn. Even the most masterful magician or physicist or metaphysician still got a lot to learn. Unless they are one of the controllers of the matrix. But even the controllers of the matrix don't know everything that's happening outside of the matrix. So they don't even know what could be coming for them all the time either. And so there's so much there is to learn to the point. There's so much to learn to the point where I don't just agree or disagree with people who talk like that man. When he say you have to earn peace, and peace has to, you know, you have to fight for your peace. I didn't agree or disagree with him at the time because I can tell this guy has done some things. For him to achieve what he achieved, I just rather listen to what he got to say instead of being so quick to disagree with him. Let's listen to what he got to say, and then you're going to have some experience to let you know that what he's saying might be true. Even if you might not like his character, because I'm going to tell you, I was listening to this guy, excuse me, and he said exactly who he is. First of all, he admit that he's like a cyborg. Okay, he already admit that. He admits that he's a cyborg. And so he said what he wants is just to conquer people. Like he wants to conquer. What he said was he don't like certain people to listen to his videos. And he don't like certain people to listen to his videos is because they don't like what he got to say. But what he said was his main goal is to conquer people's lands and take their women. That's what this guy said. And this is not a white guy who said it. He said his main goal is to conquer people, conquer their lands, and take their women. This is what he said. And so this is what's going on. This is what's happening. I've been seeing a lot of this. Not in my personal world, but yes, also in my personal world. Because, you know, you got some people that want to take your peace. It was a lady that does, she's on YouTube. And I could call her name because she made a video anyway. So I'll call her name out. I try not to call people's names out, but I'll call hers out. Her name is Isabel Mitten. And I don't know if she still has this video up. I think she deleted it. But let me tell you what she said. So this was around October, something like that, September of last year of 2021. And she talked about how her ancestors wanted her to go to South Africa. I think, yeah, go to South Africa to go where her ancestors are going and put her feet where her ancestors put their feet. And the way she sounded when she said she was going to stop doing readings for the month of December, right? That was what she said when she uploaded the video. That she was going to stop doing readings and all that stuff for the month of December because she going to South Africa. And the way she sounded when she said it was like it was so much peace in her mind. Like she sounded like she was about to just, like she couldn't wait to experience so much peace in her life. Let me tell you what happened after she did that, and she said that she's going to stop her readings for a while so she can take time and go on vacation to go to South Africa amongst her ancestors. And let me tell you what happened. She came back, uploaded a video, and she said that something was going on. And it's good to have protection around you too, because she didn't even know this was happening. Because she had entities fighting in the spiritual realm on her behalf, where she can go on with her life, and she don't always have to know stuff is happening. And so she said her ancestors that helps her with her readings, that she talks to and commune with all the time. She said that they are tired of blocking all this black magic from what they called African American women, right? She said that she uploaded a video saying my ancestors said they are tired of blocking so much black magic African American women. Is an African woman who was, I think she's originally from Zimbabwe. But her ancestors, the one that works for her, with her readers especially, wanted her to go to South Africa to commune with her other ancestors that she has not communed with before, and to put her feet where they put their feet. But the way she sounded, she sounded like she had so much peace about it that it made the African American women mad. And I'm talking about the women that was using black magic against her. Okay? And she said that, and so I say that to say, well, she said that because she knew that they were trying to stop her from getting to South Africa. These African American women that was throwing black magic at her was trying to stop her from getting to South Africa. Why? Because they wanted to stop her peace. They wanted to stop her peace. This is not to get on African American women or black women, black American. This is not to talk about that. I'm just telling the story the way she told it. This is not to hop on anybody, okay? Because people everywhere is doing black magic to folks. I've seen all kind of channels with Arabs and Indians and you name it. I've seen it where they deal with a lot of black magic in their cultures too. So this is not about hopping on African American women. I'm just telling her story. And she said that these women were doing magic to block her from getting to South Africa. But what they were really doing was blocking her peace. That's what they were really doing. And so she talked about how these ladies started emailing her and stuff, talking about, oh, well, you can come here with us. Oh, you can come to this state in America, right? You can come to, let me just throw something out there. You can come to South Carolina. You can come to, where? California. Or you can come, I'm just throwing states out there. And this African lady that lives in Canada, but she's African, she was like, I don't want to go there. I want to go where my ancestors put their feet. I don't want to go to so-called California. This is not California is not one of the states that she named, but I don't want to give too much away. You know? But she was just saying, she's not criticizing those other American states. It's just, that's not where she wanted to go. She wanted to go to South Africa. But these women, okay. All right, I'm just looking at this van. Sorry, I'm looking at something. I'm going to talk in a minute. These women wanted to block her peace so bad that, first of all, they first started acting like they cared about her. They said, well, you can come here with us. You can come here with you. Well, come here. Come here. Like they wanted to control her. They wanted to control her. And then they started throwing they spells and all their black magic to block her from her happiness. So that's what I mean. And this is something I've been dealing with too. Back to this. I'm going to say this real brief. A lot of people who is throwing black magic, especially to keep you from ascending, especially, and I see this happening to a lot of so-called black people, brown people, a lot of spells are thrown their way. Yeah, these other brown people that's doing this might get money for what they're doing, but the main objective is to stop them from so-called ascending, what you would call ascending, to stop them from evolving. Why would they be doing that? Why are other so-called brown people doing that? And I made an upload not too long ago about rich, non-black people are hijacking the minds, the consciousness of brown people because they want to escape. We can say this is not a trap if we want to. This world ain't no trap. It's what we make it. I can agree with all of that. But those rich white people, I'm calling them white because that's how they're seen as white. Those rich white people know something that we don't know. And these are very famous white people, or just rich white people all around that you might not know, but they're rich. And they are using a lot of brown people to attack each other. And these brown people attack each other in a way to stop you from ascending. And why are these other brown people so hell-bent on stopping you from ascending? Why do they care? You would think brown people have souls, right? So why do they care about your soul? Well, let me tell you something. They don't have no soul. A lot of those brown people that's doing that stuff, they already been taken over. That's what I started to realize. They might be just chocolate covered. They already been taken over. And so they're attacking you, and you thinking it's a brown person, like, well, I thought you was my sister, or I thought you. That's why I never in my life called somebody a sister or a brother just by the fact that they're brown skin. I've never done that. I couldn't understand it. You don't know this person from a can of paint, but they all of a sudden your brother because they brown skin, or they all of a sudden your sister because they brown skin, but you don't know them from a can of paint. You don't know nothing about them, but they just your brother based on skin complexion. A lot of these brown folks is throwing all this magic and stuff and doing stuff to other folks particularly to stop them from their ascension or evolving. They are chocolate covered. Their consciousness have already been taken over by other entities, okay? They're chocolate covered, okay? And by us having avatars, you don't know what they look like for real. These are avatars that we have. So you don't even know what they really look like unless you open up your real sight to see what you're dealing with. Now, you open up your real sight to see what you're dealing with. First of all, you end up deal with a lot of fears. And this is why I made a video about these high versus low frequencies don't mean nothing. These high versus low frequencies don't mean a doggone thing. It's about what you know. Because let me tell you something. You say you have this high frequency, right? And you see something right in front of you that's 100 feet tall, and in your lifetime, you never seen that before. Now, you might have had other incarnations where you might have seen that, but in this particular lifetime, you haven't seen nothing like that. It's going to scare the crap out of you. So it ain't not about no high versus low frequency. It's about information. It's about knowledge. And it's about what you've been exposed to. And you can have all this high and low frequency and operate in fear. Okay? And when you operate in fear still, because of things that you don't understand, then you're going to fall flat on your butt anyway, and it's going to be hard to evolve because you're just having this high energy and this high frequency for a time, for a moment, but then you're not used to seeing stuff that don't look like you, and then you're not really having a high consciousness there. Okay? It's about information, it's about knowledge, it's about what your exposure, and not about always having this high energy. A person can have low energy, but they're not surprised to see no 100-foot tall thing in front of them with 15 heads. That don't surprise them. So then they could be exposed to stuff like that, whether they got cancer or what, right? Okay? So that's what I'm saying. I went left a bit because I thought all this black magic stuff in. And the stuff about, in a way, you have to fight for your peace. I have to fight for mine. I'm fighting for mine because some brown people are not aware that they already been taken over. Like, they have no idea that their consciousness has been hijacked. They go on, they making their money, they living their life. Like, well, I'm having a good time with my life. I don't know what's wrong with you, because some of those brown people are unaware that they are they're already in a sunken place. And they did not have the consciousness or awareness to know that something was happening. So if some people want to say, well, I don't know what's wrong with you, it's because, you never know the reasons for that. You just can't take everybody at their word just because they're looking good, and you can't just do what they do because you're looking at an avatar. You don't know what's really what you're looking at. And so peace has to be earned, and it has to be fought for. And you can't be using morals like this good and evil. This is what I learned. Nobody cares about morals. Nobody cares about good and evil. Nobody cares about what's right and wrong. I'm seeing this is what's happening with this world. Some people say, well, I can't see people just getting away with doing stuff like that. Well, they have, and they have for thousands of years. And you got some people that's kind of like want to be this good moral type of people. I'm not going to judge them. It was once upon a time a lot of us was there. But I just had a point where I don't see them like that no more. I see things for what it is, and I accept what it is. I ain't gonna make up no stuff about, well, I can't see them getting away with that. Well, I see them getting away with it. I can't see them with it. You say you can't see them away with it. You're holding on to some faith or belief that something is going to come to me and something from what you're doing. But the power is probably within you, and you got to fight for that peace that you want to see. Whatever you want to see in the world, you got to fight for that to happen. Ain't no other spirit or energy going to come and intervene and save you out of this hellhole. It ain't going to happen. Whatever you want to see, you're going to have to fight for it. And it can't be no thoughts of no good and evil. The people that mess with me, doing black magic, and even not even me. Like that guy, that's a cyborg. There's a lot of super soldiers around. There's a lot of Neos. I'm gonna tell you something. That ain't nothing to be bragging on, because those people are separated from a human part of themselves. Those people are separated from a type of nature. The natural world, they're separated. And they become super soldiers. That means that a lot of them are controlled by some certain AIs. And I'm not here to judge AIs, because some AIs are like benevolent. And they are, actually, some AIs are on the side of nature. You never know why things are created, so I'm not going to judge it. But some of these soldiers are controlled by some malevolent AIs. And they ain't thinking about no good versus evil. And they're not thinking about what's right and wrong. They're thinking about conquering. They're thinking about what they want. And they could be controlled by the flip of a switch, too. Some of them are under control. They're controlled. And so it gets to the point where we can't, the so-called good can't just be waiting for some other force to come and intervene. Some God, because of religion or love and life, made some of these good people feel like, well, they ain't gonna get away with that for too long. Oh, they've been getting away with this for like hundreds of thousands of years. I mean, I don't understand what's not being gotten about that. I don't know what's not being understood about that. They've been getting away with it for hundreds of thousands of years, but God come back in His time and wait. I mean, when He coming back? If you want to believe in the He. Or do you want to believe you are the God that can control what you want to see in the world? Do you want to believe that? Because if you want to believe that, then you empower yourself more. But if you believe some other spirit or energy or being is supposed to be coming back and doing away with all this wickedness, you're going to be in despair. You're going to be in despair. So you're going to fight for your peace. Okay? I'm noticing this. I'm not judging no entities. I'm not judging people for doing what they're doing. I see now that there is a war. There is a war on consciousness. There is a war to take your peace from you. Because if they take your peace from you, then they take it. Now, I'm the kind of person like, I can't, it's not right that these people can do so much evil. And then because you were minding your own business and you didn't bother nobody, but somebody decides to come and take everything from you, take your energy, take your money. I've seen these people that do this in the spiritual realm. And let me tell you what they look like. They look like Nebuchadnezzar. I know Nebuchadnezzar fell, but let me just tell you what they look like. They were tall. They look like tall trees. That's what they look like. These people that's doing black magic and all these other folks that's like, if you say Bill Gates or other people that's at the top like that, or even above him. When I see them in the spirit realm, they look like very extremely tall, big trees. That's what they look like. They ain't being cut down no time soon. Nobody took their leaves or nothing. But somehow, some people that want to believe that good can conquer evil, want to believe that I can't see them getting away with this. Well, they getting away with it. And in the spiritual realm, they taking all this stuff from people who don't get it. And when I see them in the spiritual realm, they are extremely tall trees. Some of them are so tall. When I see them in the spiritual realm as trees, I can't even see the top. I can't even see the top of the tree. They're so tall and powerful. I'm going to say his name, like an L, like an Elon Musk, like an L, like a L, like a God, because I'm going to call it, that's a God. God, I know it, people ain't going to like, I just call that man a God. People ain't going to like that I said that. But I'm not thinking of him as my savior. That's the difference. I don't think of him as somebody going to rescue me out of anything. He's a God in his own lane. And he is one of the people that's controlling this matrix. Why would he not be a God? Okay? So God don't have to be nothing positive. And that's what people got to stop thinking about, is that being a God is something that's a positive thing. That's not always a great thing. They are God over what they're conquering. And you see what's going on with him. Okay? This person that created this, that's behind this metaverse. I haven't got too much into metaverse. I just hear people talk about it, but I'm not on Facebook. I'm not on really Instagram. I might check every once in a while, but I'm not on it like that. So I've just been hearing about this metaverse. But whoever's behind that, what's his name, Zuckerberg or whoever, he's a god too. So that's what I mean. They could be pharaohs. Those are pharaohs. Those are like gods. So, excuse me, because pharaohs could have been a president, and there's something over the pharaohs. So let me not say that. But those are particular gods. Okay. And so, ain't nothing happening to them. I just want to let that be clear. Ain't nothing happening. No other forces coming to interfere, while other folks, when the so-called good people want to sit and be passive and say, well, it's still some good that exists out there. It's some good still somewhere in the world out there. And you want to say, well, I can't just see them getting away with this for too long. They've been getting away with it for eons. They just come in different bodies. They've been, Zuckerberg and Musk and Bill Gates, they've been getting away with this for eons, but they come in different bodies. They getting away with it. Now, if you want to wait another 5,000, 7,000 years to see if some other energy is going to come along and knock them out the way, you can feel free to do that. Or maybe you can use the power that's already in you. Whether you lose or win, what difference does it make if you lose? If you don't do nothing, you're going to lose anyway. It's like those guys in the Bible that was afraid to go over the gate. And they was like, well, we don't know what's on the other side of that gate, but we know if we stay here, we're going to die. So let's take a chance of going over the gate and dying. And they went over that gate and they were okay, but some people going to die fine, because if you don't go over the gate and you stay where you are, you still going to die anyway. And you're just going to be passive and let them kill you. So take a chance. If you're going to live or die, at least you fought for what you wanted. You stay passive, you're going to get killed anyway. Now, I'm telling you, excuse my passion, I'm a little Southern too. I'm late in saying this. My passion is due to me being from the South too. Well, no, it's not gonna. It's the way I'm talking, like I sound loud. You might have somebody else that's not from where I'm from, and they could be passionate, but they don't sound like me. But me being from where I'm from, I talk like this, and there's a lot of people that's from where I'm from that talk like this, and it sounds like we're yelling, but it's just we sometimes we can tend to be loud, you know. But I gotta go. These uploads are helping me. I hope I'm helping somebody else, but they're really helping me to speak out loud instead of just being, because there's nobody I can call to talk to about these things, okay? There's nobody I can call. If it was somebody I can call and we were like on one accord, best believe I would be calling that person and we would be talking. And I got to make sure that person ain't no doggone agent either. Because there's some people that can act like you think they on the same page as you think you're on the same frequency or whatever. But what it is, they know how to mimic what you like. They listen good and they mimic you. And you think that you guys are soulmate as friends, right? Well, I don't want to use the word soulmates, but you guys are twins as friends. Oh, I found somebody who can finally understand me, whether it's a man or a woman friend or whatever. But that person could be an agent, and they found out enough about you to pretend to be your friend. So I like doing stuff like this to just get what I got to say out, instead of having a friend that I think is going to be a friend, but they're going to be an agent that's just going to trap you even more than what you already been trapped. Okay? Because there's a lot of that happening. A lot of people, they think they got friends because these friends are so good at what they do. They know how to give you what you want. And they end up in the end, they agents, and by the time you find out who they are, they already gotcha. They gotcha. Gotcha. Pac-Man, gotcha. Okay, guys, but anyway, thank you for listening to my shenanigans. Putting up with my shenanigans. Okay, you guys listening to me, you know. You guys are so patient. But thank you. And I think what I got to say is that peace got to be fought for, got to be earned. I don't want to repeat myself and try to look for to say what I already said, to try to look for something to say. Let me go about my business, and I will talk to you lovely, patient people again so you can hear my shenanigans. All right, talk to you later.